Hi and welcome back to a new video of Make a Hobby RC. Today I just want to show you very briefly a bunch of electronic parts that are more or less vital to make any sort of RC, so remote controlled hobby, whether it's a plane, boat, car, submarine, anything. You will almost certainly need all of these parts. And one thing is, I just want to give you a bit of vocabulary and keywords, because when you've got the keywords, you can do research on internet, find the parts and buy the parts. If you've not got the words, it's a bit more difficult. Now, probably the first thing you need is a transmitter, a remote control, that is obvious. And it's often written TX on internet, you'll find this. So your remote control is TX. A bunch of data about the transmitter. Probably the most important thing you want is the number of channels, written CH, and you often see 3 CH or 4 or 5 CH, which means 5 channels. Basically the number of channels give you the number of output commands, controls you can give to your hobby. Basically a 4 channel is you've got your remote control, and you've got an up and down lever and a left and right one, and an up and down and left and right one, and this is all you've got. 1 axe, 2 axe, 3 axe and 4 axe, and that is a 4 channel. You can probably increase the throttle, reduce the throttle, turn left and right ailerons if you're on an airplane, and you will have elevator up and down and rudder left and right. This is a 4 channel control transmitter. If you've got a 5 channel, you could probably add a simple switch which turns things on and off, that sort of thing. And the more channels you've got, the more controls opportunities you have. That's about the transmitter. Obviously, the other side, in the hobby, you need a receiver, or antenna receiver. Which is often written RX. RX is the receiver. Okay, you will need power, so perhaps a motor, or a DC motor, direct current motor engine, one or few, whether it's to propel the propeller on the aeroplane or the boat, or to propel the wheels on the car. One important thing with the motor, you will need an engine speed controller. This is important, and you need to buy this. That's what it can look like. Engine speed controllers are what take the battery and input. Alright, so the engine speed controller takes the battery and input, and it also takes the antenna receiver in input. So it takes the power and the command, and it gives this to the motor. This is what allows the engine to turn faster, more or less fast, according to the input you give on the remote control. Engine speed controller is necessary. And obviously you've got servos. Servos are these little cubical motors, and they give you a rotation around an axis to a certain degree. Minus 45, plus 45 degree. This is great to move an elevator, to move a rudder to a certain degree without any full rotation around an axis. There are pumps, water pumps for example. I'd like to give you 2 examples. I both have a gear pump and a diaphragm pump for water. Different types of pumps are for different use. A diaphragm pump, as you can see, a diaphragm pump pumps water very well. It self-primes very well, so it primes its own self without you needing to put the water or the oil or the liquid in it. If bubbles of air comes in, it will throw them away and pump them away. The disadvantage of diaphragm pump is that it can only flow in one direction. Even if you inverse the polarity on the pump, the plus and minus, if you inverse the battery, the little motor turns in the other direction. But because there are diaphragms and the valves in the diaphragm pump, flow will only go in one direction. If you have a gear pump, the flow can go in both directions when you invert polarity. This can be useful, and I have this in my submarine if I want to pump water in and out from the submarine. I use a gear pump. Slight problem with gear pump is that it pumps water with a little gear, and this doesn't self-prime very well at all. If air and bubbles of air come in, it stops the flow and you need to prime it back. It doesn't self-prime. This is a major problem with gear pumps to pump water and liquids, because if bubbles of air go in, it will cease to function properly. There's a last thing I can talk of very quickly, and this is a switch. Simply an on and off switch. You can buy switches for remote control devices. It looks like this, and it just enables you to switch things on and on. For example, on my 5-channel remote control, the 5th channel is a switch. I just toggle the switch, and in toggling the switch, I have lights in the submarine that can turn on and turn off. So it's just an on and off binary thing that enables you to turn things on and off. And there we are. These are the very basics of electronical components you can find for RC hobbies. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments. And if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.